In a faraway land lived a merchant and his 3 daughters. The most beautiful and humble daughter of the merchant was Beauty. Her 2 sisters, Jocelyn and Marigold, were all selfish and rude. One day, the merchant planned to go abroad for business matter. Both of Beauty's sisters asked for beautiful dresses, jewelry, and diamonds, but Beauty just asked for a rose, her favorite flower. On his way abroad, the merchant got lost in the dark woods and reached a castle. He went inside and seeing nobody there, he decided to spend his night there. He was treated well by the invisible host that served him delicious food and expensive coat. He couldn't thank the host because he didn't know who the host is. Next morning, when the merchant was leaving, he saw beautiful roses in the garden. He thought of Beauty and plucked one. Suddenly, a horrible beast came behind him and screamed at him for stealing from his garden.
Ungrateful wretch! Have I not fed you, lodged you, and clothed you? And now you must repay my hospitality by stealing the only thing I care for, my roses?
The merchant was scared and explained that he plucked the rose for his daughter, Beauty. The beast said he would let him go if he promised to send Beauty to stay with him. The merchant fearfully agreed. Home, he sorrowfully told Beauty the whole story. Beauty put her father's worries to rest and went to the castle. Initially, she was scared of the beast, but she loved her father, so she really came to the beast. Beauty spent her days with Beast, danced with him, and even they told many stories together. In a few days, she realized that the Beast was kind. 2 months later, in the magic mirror gifted by the Beast, Beauty saw that her father was ill. Beauty came to the Beast and said that she wanted to go home to see her father that was ill. She wanted to make her father sure that she was alive. And she promised to the Beast that she would return to Beast as soon as possible. Unable to see her sadness, the Beast let her go home and asked her to come back no longer than a week, because if she did, Beast would die of grief. Beauty was glad to be home again. Under Beauty's care, her father quickly recovered. Few days later, she thought of Beast and saw him into the magic mirror. She saw that the Beast was too ill. She went to the castle to meet him. Beauty saw the Beast mourning in pain and dying. He was very glad to see her. She held him and sobbed and told him that she loved him and kissed him softly. Beauty said that she loved Beast deeply from her heart and she didn't want Beast to die because she wanted to live with Beast. At that very instant, the Beast changed into a handsome prince dressed in a doublet of white and silver, like one made ready for a wedding. He knelt at Beauty's feet and clasped her hands. Soon they returned to the castle, which by this time was crowded with many people eager to kiss the hands of the prince and his bride. And the prince whispered to one of his attendants, who went out and in very little time came back with Beauty's father and sisters. Beauty and the Beast, who was a handsome prince, lived happily ever after.